Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Dan.
Together we are the Office Blokes, geopolitical experts. We've just been off camera, just sorting everything out, haven't we?
Putting the world to rights.
Yeah, it turns out we run everything. We are the Illuminati, aren't we? That's
Couldn't run a bath, us three.
Yeah, we do wear dressing gowns at the weekend in secret societies, though. Or is that just me?
That's just you.
That's just you.
With a mask on.
Yeah.
Right then, have you heard that Shane Gillis is the new face of Bud Light?
No.
So famously, Shane Gillis has stuck by Bud Light through all the controversy.
Was he one of the frogs?
No.
Oh.
What controversy?
The Dylan Mulvaney stuff.
Controversy.
Remember we reacted to it where everyone turned on Bud Light and Kid Rock shot an automatic rifle at a crate of Bud Light.
Yeah.
Do you remember that or no? Was
Yeah.
you here?
I don't think I was here.
I think you were.
I can't remember that at all.
So basically...
It was probably the biggest news thing
It
that going
was.
around the world.
Ba-
Budweiser lost about $80 billion in a day.
Basically, Bud Light well, they didn't sponsor, but they gave out packs of cans to something like 200 different influencers, and the cans had that influencer's face on it. And it wasn't like a mass production thing. It was just, all these various influencers got, let's say like a crate of 24 cans of their face.
Yeah,
And
I
what-
vaguely remember that now.
Yeah, and one of them was a trans influencer, and then everyone turned around and went, that doesn't represent Bud Light. And
Yeah.
the whole...
Right,
like,
I remember
I
that
think
bit
the,
now, yeah.
the CEO or some like director of marketing or something, she came out and said, we need to move away from this dinosaur, like, frat boy
Didn't
image.
she get bullied?
She got sacked.
Yeah.
I think so, anyway. She alienated the whole people
Yeah.
who drink Bud Light, basically,
Yeah.
saying we need to move on to almost like a higher brow audience of light lager drinkers, which is just nonsense. But regardless, that's what happened. But throughout, Shane Gillis has always stuck by Bud Light.
Right.
And like whenever he does Rogan's podcast, he has a couple of crates of them and just sits there stacking up cans of Bud Light. He drinks about 30 of them whenever he does the podcast. So
Bud Light's same as Beck Blue, right?
it's alcoholic, but like it's the stubby cans like that. And I heard Shane say, or Rogan say, that Shane drinks about 30 during a 3-4 hour podcast.
Right.
All three of us here could drink 30 of those little cans of Bud Light over 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
I reckon drink 30 cans of Stella.
Just what happens afterwards is the issue. But yeah, basically they do a Protect Our Parks podcast on Rogan where it's Mark Normand, Ari Shaffir, Shane Gillis and Rogan.
The usuals.
It's
Usual suspects.
It's become a thing where they just get wasted and then they go and do stand-up comedy that night when they're all smashed. And they talked about it, and I think may have been Ari Shaffir turned around and said the move would be for Bud Light to sponsor you, Shane, and that would just save the whole brand. Roll on a few months later, Shane's now the representative for Bud Light.
Right.
God knows how much they're paying him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's in the millions.
But do you think they get the value back, Bud Light, with
Absolutely.
Shane Gillis there?
It gives them credibility again,
Right.
but also now they sponsor the UFC as well. Even Kid Rock's come out and said, right, we punished him a bit, but it's okay. Kid Rock.
Who?
Big in America.
For the over 30s, over 40s.
He's still very relevant, but he's turned around and said, right, they've been punished enough. It's okay to get back on the Bud Light. You said when you were in Nashville there was Bud Light, didn't you? In
Bud
some of
Light's
the
never,
bars.
I don't think it's ever gone away.
Some of the country stars took it out of their bars, because like Nashville's full of the country bars, isn't it?
But it's one of them. It's whatever's accessible and whatever's easy to sell with the right cost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of the stuff that people are just boycotting it and all that kind of bollocks has any sort of like bearing on the majority. So I know Budweiser lost a lot of money over it and all that kind of stuff. It was a trend. It was a phase.
If you owned a bar though, and you knew that Bud Light was coming back, you'd be licking your lips because you'd be like,
I wouldn't have it in my bar.
but their brand is absolutely tanked. So you're going to be able to get a ridiculous deal on stocking up for the next 3 years as a supplier.
Yeah.
Them as a supplier.
I don't know. I wouldn't have it in my bar, would you?
If anything, it sells.
You just have
Makes
Carling,
sense.
wouldn't you?
Yep.
Fucking tap after tap. Carling
Loads of
Light,
it.
Carling Extra, Carling Blue, Carling Black.
The full lot. Full hit.
Anyway, so that's the background. Anyway, so Shane Gillis is now sponsored by Bud Light. I think it's a great
Good
move.
for him.
I really, and hopefully he's getting paid a fortune for it.
You'll probably drink Bud Light now, won't you?
No, I drank it for one YouTube video where I was just trying to find an American beer to drink, and I drink enough normal Budweiser, and I thought for a change I'll get Bud Light. And I filmed a couple of videos doing country reactions when it was just me, cowboy hat on, kind of Bud Light, wearing a vest. And then days later...
Are you sure you were reacting then, or you just like your standard Friday night?
Well, I was wearing that anyway,
Yeah,
so I wasn't assless
Sat in
chaps
his
as
rocking
well.
chair in the back garden.
Caravan.
But then literally the Dylan Mulvaney stuff came out at the same time as me releasing those videos, and I got absolutely crucified in the comment sections. I don't normally drink Bud Light. It's not my type of beer. Anyway, let's do it.
Boys.
Yes.
Salute.
Hey.
Bud Light came all the way
dude.
back.
Cheers.
They
Bud
did.
Light,
Cheers,
baby.
water.
They came all the way back.
Matt,
I
enjoy it
can't-
responsibly.
I'm not drinking. I can't.
Are you a non-drinker now?
No, I drink. I just unfortunately have a bad tummy. Can't have gluten.
Oh, yeah.
I've had it
Oh.
since I was like 21.
Is it a Crohn's thing or is
No,
it
it's like celiac. If I have it,
Oh.
I'll get like I won't die. I'll just start burping
celiac is rough, man. I have a buddy who didn't know he had it until I think he was like 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
Diagnosed. Yeah.
It's about when you got it, right?
21. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he probably had it his whole life. Just felt like shit.
Yeah, maybe I have it.
We might all have it.
Terrible.
We might all have
You can
it.
put down 18 of these. There's no way you have it.
Responsibly.
Responsibly.
True.
There's no way you're not driving. It's
True.
You for some reason you can do it though. I don't understand. I've never seen anybody consume beer the way you
I can drink beer.
But you just stay at a level,
Yeah.
like communication level.
Well, there's no shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually the guys, you start drinking like that, you're like, all right, what's the next thing?
Right. Shots.
That ends your night.
Yeah, there's a corner I turn
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
And then
get to that
start
corner.
Really concentrating on my liver. Come on, boys.
Yeah, I
Pump
hit
it
that.
out.
You do the shots, don't you?
Yeah.
The football and stuff.
I'm trying to swerve it at the moment.
That's the
Not at the
easiest.
moment. I've been trying to swerve it all my life,
Yeah.
but it just happens.
The easiest thing to cut out is the shots when you're on a night out. That's the first thing if you're cutting down on drinking. You can still stick to the beer. When you get a certain level of shit-faced from beer, you feel yourself kind of go, and then you can pull yourself back quite quickly. But as soon as you've had a few shots or something,
Problem you've got shots.
Yeah.
Beer leads to shots.
it doesn't for me. It does for my bro. Whenever we go out drinking, if we went to a club, he'll get the shots in, and I'm like, it's a terrible idea, but I am going to drink them because they're there.
Yeah.
But it's not my style of drinking that.
I've never done anything like that. The odd time, the very odd time. Shit, it does.
Oh,
It's exactly
Just
what
the way you said it.
It just ruins your night. I mean,
I don't
I've
know about
just
that.
never done it. I've just never got out and had beers and then
might
had
ruin
shots
you
at
next
the end of the night.
morning, but it's
It's never
Yeah.
been in when I first started going out to pubs, the group I was hanging about with, it's just something we never really did. Never really went out and had shots and stuff like that. Just stuck to beer.
I've drank a lot
That's
of whiskey in pubs, but like a double with ice and then nurse it. It's not. I don't like nailing shots.
yeah.
I used to loads, but it's just like it can take you from being that right level of pissed where you're having a great time to just tipping you over the edge and being shit faced. You know, where you've like just gone too far.
I'd rather see
I
the
don't know
night
when that
out
is.
and enjoy myself. Enjoy myself over an evening, see the night out, and then just be merry on a few beers. That's fine.
Still, I think we could give Shane Gillis a run for his money with the Bud Lights with the little stubby
Oh,
cans.
aye.
Easy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Turning that corner. Bud Light came all the way back. UFC, Shane Gillis.
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
For the
Yeah.
pros now.
I mean, that's a good move. Like that guy that we met, the CEO.
Yeah.
He's got it together.
Yeah.
He gets it. He gets it.
I thought you were the
Good
CEO
dude.
now. I thought you were
Just
the
in commercials.
I knew you guys were gonna fucking make fun of me.
Come on, man. I'm so happy.
I'm fucking
No,
pumped.
it wouldn't have happened without this.
Listen, I'm so
Yeah.
happy. I'm so happy. It just made so much sense. You never let them go. You never bailed on them. In the heart of all the craziness, you never
True.
bailed. Kid Rock's fucking shooting cases of it out of his
That
ranch.
turncoat.
That's your nemesis. That's your nemesis now.
I have to fight Bobby next time I go to
You have
Nashville.
to, you should have a duel, a classic duel.
I think it was an important moment in culture where people realize, like, you know, there's consequences for certain things. And some people, like a guy like Kid Rock, can shoot your brand. You got real problems
True.
with that
Who would have
demographic.
guessed? Who would have guessed?
Who would have fucking ever thought that was
I
going to
mean,
happen?
just seeing Kid Rock do that, people must have been like, "Oh, fuck."
You think they watched it in like a boardroom? Like, guys, we got to talk about this.
I mean,
That lady who was
maybe.
the lady who was in charge, the one lady who made that one video. Let's move on.
Hell yeah. Wow,
Be brought up in the next meeting, won't it?
Yeah.
Thanks,
We said-
fellas.
I think
That
we've
was nice.
beaten that fucking horse into a pulp.
Yeah.
It's a meaty jelly on the ground now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so
I'm just trying to think back when I went in Nashville. I went into Kid Rock's bar, and whether they served Bud Light in there.
I don't think they would have at this point, because it would have been a pretty big error for him to shoot crates of it and it still be in his bar the whole time. That's
I never even
virtue
thought about. I
signalling,
never
isn't
thought
it?
about looking there. It just didn't even cross my mind because it's not something.
It's not something you'd be looking
it's
for
not,
anyway, is it?
It's not
really?
something that's in my memory or mind about
Yeah.
worrying about what Bud Light get up to and they don't really do it to. I know Kid Rock's got a cool bar in Nashville. I did like that.
Yeah.
But one thing I do remember in Kid Rock's bar, I was sat on a sidebar that was on the side of the main bar was full, so I sat on like a little sidebar. And she gave me the drinks list, and it was stacked. It was a really good drinks list.
Yeah.
And I had Stella sort of thing. So, but they had like they had loads of stuff that was on there, sort of thing that you could choose from different parts of the world. And I was like really impressed with the beer list.
Can I see the beer list, please? And you look at it and go, ooh, I'll have a Stella.
It's one of the premium beers of the world, isn't it?
Carlin.
It's one of the premium beers of the world, Stella.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Sort of
I
thing.
didn't think I wasn't sure I'd be getting in the States. Stella. I thought it was more a European
You know the
thing.
story. I reckon I
Yeah.
introduced it.
Yeah. I think you might have said that before, actually. Yeah.
A couple of times, yeah.
Should have got commission on it. You would have been laughing.
Bud Light is their Carling, though, isn't it? It's the same sort of beer. It's like lemonade. It's sort of nondescript. It is alcoholic, but it doesn't taste like.
I don't know what percentage alcohol-wise it is. It's probably
It's
in
about
the
4%.
I was going to say it's probably over 4. I bet.
Yeah, it's got a reasonable alcohol content, but it's just
Carling's like 5, isn't it?
No,
4.6.
it's about 4.
Oh, 4 is it?
Yeah, around about, I think, yeah.
it's just so drinkable. Bud Light is and Carling is in the sense that you could give it to a 12-year-old and they could drink a few cans of it. Because it's like it's palatable. Whereas like if you give a 12-year-old a Stella, they're probably going to be like, not know what to do with
I find
it.
Stella more palatable than any drink.
As an adult,
Yeah.
as a grown
Yeah.
adult, not a 12-year-old kid.
You shouldn't be giving, Dave, you shouldn't be giving beer to 12-year-olds anyway.
So happy. They're smart, man. They did a smart thing, and they did a smart thing with the UFC too. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. They should
And they
make
were
the
with the
fighters
UFC.
drink a beer before every fight.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be
You know how
too much.
they have
of it.
monster cans in the
Yeah.
Give me
Bud
Bud
Light.
Light. That probably won't happen though. But why not?
Yeah,
Why
I
can't
mean,
you? Why can't you have a?
all you have to
just
do is put
fought.
Bud Light on the bottle.
Yeah,
It's
what
not
are they
like
gonna
they're
say?
drinking fucking Monster during the fight.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are gonna say it's bad for you to have a Bud Light after a fight. That's crazy. You just got punched in the head 185 times.
After the fight, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a tough sell. I think those guys are cracking beers
Yeah,
after.
yeah, like the Sean Strickland Drickus Duplessis fight.
Those guys are
deserve
drinking
beer.
after.
Yeah. They deserve a lot of beer after that fight.
I keep looking at Shane Gillis' hat and thinking it's that waste management.
I've not noticed it.
Just have a look. You know the waste management, the green and yellow company,
No.
just called Waste Management, aren't they?
Oh, in this country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the same very similar logo.
Use them as ice packs too, like a cold.
Yeah, it's like
Cold
right on
one
your
on it.
fucking. It feels good.
Done that.
You know what I've never had used on me is that end swell. They take that piece of
That's
hard
gotta
steel
hurt like fuck,
and they
dude.
push all the swelling away from your eyes so you can see better.
Oh man, where does
Yeah.
it go? They just push
Push
that
off the
fluid?
side of your head.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
just to clear your vision so you can go out there and get punched again.
Yeah, you ever see that press? That
No,
just,
I didn't know what that was.
That was like
Like an
Tyson
iron,
and
innit?
Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
They didn't even,
They didn't
even
have one.
They didn't bring it. They
Yeah.
thought Tyson was going to fuck up Buster Douglas that bad. They were
Well,
like,
he had a bad corner. See,
Yeah.
Tyson's downfall is largely related to many things. Everybody falls. They just get too big. It's too unmanageable. But also, Costamato died, and then he left Kevin Rooney. And so now he's with these guys that were just like around.
Yeah.
And they're his trainers. And it's like he's Tyson, so he could beat anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then he gets to this one dude in Buster Douglas who's really prepared. His
Yeah.
mom just died. And he was always like that super talented guy. Like, look how bad
Let's
I
go.
was.
Jesus.
Look how bad as I was. And they didn't have an end
they had a
swell.
glove. They used a glove. They filled a rubber glove with ice.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Oh, shit.
I mean, you need to push on that, push it to the side. And Tyson still almost won. He still almost won. He still dropped
Yeah,
him.
there was a questionable 10 count on that.
It was a questionable
That
10
was
count.
questionable.
It was definitely, but there's a few of those out there in the sport. The sport should operate on a time. Like a digital timer should go off the moment someone
Yeah.
touches the
Yeah.
ground. That's how it should go. Because if you're a guy and you're maybe you like this guy more.
Yeah.
You know, like the fighters and the referees, they know each other. Like I'm around these guys all the time in MMA, and It's just you get to be friends with them. I'm friends with these guys.
Damn, so there's no official clock. It's just the ref is in their head. That's great.
Well, in
Yeah,
MMA,
it starts to count. Yeah.
obviously
crazy.
this will count.
Yeah.
But in boxing, I'm sure it's kind of a similar situation where they all know each other.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
hey, what's up? What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah.
Dude,
Right?
I used to ref kids basketball when I was in high school, and as soon as a kid talked shit to me, I'm like, in my head, I was like, your team's losing. I'm going to do everything in my power. As soon as they were like, are you serious? If a parent spoke up, I'm like, you just lost this game for your son.
Congratulations.
Yeah, like, way to go, dickhead. And I would just the whole time.
You're just high as fuck coaching kids
I was
basketball.
like $15 a game.
Some parents are insufferable.
Dude, it's insane.
They're so insufferable. You see it in combat sports too. You see it like some parents are just so crazy,
Yeah.
and they think they almost want to hit the other kid that fought their kid. Like, hey, this
guess-
is the deal.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
though.
It doesn't make sense.
No, I'm saying, like,
it doesn't.
you
though.
see your kid getting hit. It's not like a sport, like a football
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
There's like an instinct to be like, I got to go beat that kid's ass.
for sure. But you know, everybody knows what's going on here. This is like, it's very important you don't violate that, especially with kids and adults. And it's like, you're allowing another child to possibly knock your kid unconscious, and then that's the agreement you're making.
Jesus.
And you're trying to have
That's
your
the
kids
sport,
trying
isn't
to knock that kid unconscious. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's intense, man. When I used to coach kids, I used to take kids to fights, like young teenagers, take them to fights.
Shane looks weird. Is he like? I know all these podcasters have started dipping and like having these nicotine pouches and stuff.
Snus.
I don't know what they've. I think it's something else that I've heard them call it. But look at him when they keep showing him. He's got kind of like a.
Yeah, my son does it. He's Declan. He's fucking obsessed with them. You know, they all are at that
Really?
age. They all fucking putting these tobacco pouches up in the. They call it snus over here. They call it.
Right.
It's like it's Swedish. I used to call them Swedish tea bags because I used to work for a Swedish company, and then all the Swedes used to have them.
Yeah.
Used to go over.
Yeah.
Someone would go to Sweden and bring a full case back for them and start distributing them amongst all the other Swedes. Going, yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah. And fucking going on with each other. I'd be like, weirdos.
So has he got a spittoon in the barber shop where he's like,
No, I don't think they do. I don't think it's like they just stick it when I've seen them like, you know, it's just I don't know, they little like tobacco pouches, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
it's been bothering me the whole time because
over
Shane's
here
face
because
looks
yeah.
like.
It's massive over here at the moment. All the kids do it over at the moment.
Why?
Yeah.
I get
Vaping,
this.
snus, smoking, weed. It's everything now. No one goes to the pub anymore. Kids don't do it.
I get there's like apparently cognitive benefits of nicotine and things like that. Like actual nicotine on its own isn't supposed to be bad for you. It's like caffeine, you know, it's a similar sort of thing. But it's just weird seeing people doing that. Like I'd
It's in
associate
the top
that
lip
with-
goes as well. They like that with the top lip. A lot of them when they're talking, it's
Yeah.
like because they've got it up there like that. It's like packed in.
It's weird. That's
It's odd that that'd
strange.
be a thing that's popular again.
I
isn't
I
it?
think
Yeah.
I think it could maybe
Like
create
anything.
like gum disease and things like that, which is
Yeah.
I don't know the potential behind
Yeah.
it. I think.
Gingivitis.
Yeah, no, kids turn ginger.
You know, and sometimes their parents would just be fucking freaking out. And, you know, it's like I'm so used to seeing people get kicked in the face. To me, it's
Yeah.
like normal. I don't have any kids. I'm 21.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, how do I talk to these parents and get them to relax and understand, like, this is the agreement that's been made here. Like,
Yeah.
you can't freak out.
Yeah, you're gonna freak your kid out.
Yeah, you're going to freak your kid out. And you're putting too much pressure on your kid. Like, Helio Gracie used to give his children toys and presents if they lost.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he wanted them to. He just wanted them to get better, and he's like the fear of competition, the fear of losing is so overwhelming. He would do everything he could to mitigate it, and so instead of him getting fucking angry and hyped up, he would hug them and give them toys and give them things if they lost.
That's really nice. That's
Yeah.
kind of a good way to go about it. Because even like basketball and football, like I've seen parents like,
Went off on a tangent there after the Bud Light.
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
but
just did a little bit.
Yeah.
there you go. That's,
So what's he signed with Bud Light? Do you know what's the deal?
there is no discussion of that anywhere as far as I can
Keep
see.
drinking it on the podcast, I would guess.
I think it's probably got a lifetime supply of Bud Light. They're probably chucking him some cash.
Yeah.
And then just keep doing what you're doing. Keep going on the podcast, drinking cans of it. And then
Pushing it like that.
speak highly of the company.
That masculine sort of like backdrop towards it of like I'm a comedian doing
Yeah.
the UFC.
With the
so they want that-
UFC and
they'd be probably doing the
Yeah.
monster trucks next and the
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Bull
just-
riding.
They had to do something, didn't they? Because it like you said, it shaved something like $80 billion off the.
I don't know if that number was right, but it was a lot of money,
Anheuser-Busch.
wasn't
I
it?
think ultimately it'll do them good because of
Yeah.
all the publicity they got
Yeah.
from it initially.
I think the fact is, a lot of people liked it, and then they were pissed off that they were now getting rid of it based off an ideology.
So
And then
you think some
people were
people
ready
are-
to embrace it back, I think.
So you think
to
some
a
people are
degree.
just a bit embarrassed to be associated with it, but
Yeah.
now they're happy now it's going along this route again. They're sort of
Yeah.
like, yeah, back on
Yeah,
it.
because you're no longer going to get called certain names for
Yeah.
drinking it. Now
Right.
you'll be like, yeah, Shane Gillis drinks it.
Mm.
Sponsors the UFC. It's for men.
Imagine having that argument over here.
It never went
Watch
away
this-
over here, did
watch
it?
this
Really?
space, eh?
No, but can you imagine having that argument in a pub over here, drinking like a low down, like a lower grade beer, let's say?
Yeah.
And then someone turning around and going, well, Ricky Gervais drinks it.
He does. Foster's.
You'd be just be Foster's, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You'd be like, and?
Every time he's on stage and he gets that can of Foster's out and the crowd go, hey, because he's drinking a can and it's like, no, it's Foster's.
Yeah.
Grim. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.